This is Roger Euler, and this is the commentary for episode 1. The font selection here is Crime Fighter. You can find it at blambot.com for free. The actor who did the voice for the opening line was Druox the Shredder, amazingly talented and well-rounded guy. He was the first to audition, and he was chosen. And Samus Aran is played by the beautifully talented Delashell. I mistakenly called her Bubbles and Wine for some time. That's her email name, I guess. This is all based off of the Super Nintendo Super Metroid introduction, where Samus she put an entry in her bounty hunter diary telling what happened in the adventures before, and all of these are in reference to what happened at Metroid Fusion, which chronologically is the furthest point along in the Samus Aran Chronicle. And I figured it was the perfect choice to kind of lean into what's going on with this story. When I was designing all of this, this was actually written, episode 1 and 2 were actually written as episode 1, and because of the frame limit in Flash, I had to go ahead and split the two, and I feel like it worked out okay. I mean, it gave me plenty of room to work with. That was those Edacoons, those little alien guys, were in reference to Super Metroid 2. There's actually a really, really small part in the game where they come in, and I decided to give them a little part in this as well. All of those ships that you saw were CGI models from the game Star Fox that were recolored and then rendered into Flash. The background with all the stars and whatnot was hand done by me. That graphic you just saw was from Mega Man Zero, one of the opening cutscenes of the first Mega Man Zero. We're setting up a couple different streams of story. We're talking about the Empire, we're talking about the King, we're talking about all the different bits and pieces that are going to be coming up, possibly later in the story, foreshadowing the characters from Sonic. It seems like you really can't have a sprite series without Sonic. He's just everybody's favorite. It's him and Mario, and they're always fighting. You always see them fighting. We're about to see a image of the characters from Sonic, and all of the other graphics in this were decolorized. All of the other little cutscenes, well, actually the Metroid Fusion one wasn't, but this one was decolorized only slightly because Sonic, all of the illustrations in Sonic don't read very well in grayscale, so I kind of had to bump the color up just a little bit. It was a win-lose situation, but now we can see the story kind of being set up. I really wanted this to not be something super overly animated. I just wanted it to be there so that you can understand where the world is and where everything's going, and not just be randomly thrown into some wild story without some interesting setup. This series was actually inspired in an airport. I actually started coming up with this idea when I was sitting in an airport, and I started jotting it down just to keep myself busy while I was between flights or whatever. And I never actually had the time to do it. I learned about Flash when I was 17 years old. I'm 24 now, and I finally got the opportunity to do it, and now I'm doing it, and it's a blast. It's fun to do for fun.